Hey, what's going on? So in today's video, I'm going to do just a really short video comparing the Canon M5 to the Canon M50. I picked up the Canon M5 as a secondary camera to my Canon M50. I was actually looking for a second Canon M50, which this is the second one. I'm recording this with my original Canon M50. I loved it so much that I wanted a second one so that I could have two angles with video and all that kind of stuff. So before I found this one through Facebook Marketplace. It was a super good deal, so I couldn't pass it up, right? And once I had it and I started playing around with it, I just realized it wasn't for me, so I ended up getting this one on eBay. But I want to talk a little bit about why I like the Canon M50 over the Canon M5. Now this is just my personal preference. I've had people kind of come at me in my comments about other videos like the Canon ADD when I said that I liked the mirrorless Canon M50 over the Canon ADD. Some people were really kind of upset about that, but it's just my personal opinion, and so here it is. So there's a couple big things that I like about the Canon M50 over the Canon M5. I don't think there's actually anything about the Canon M5 that I like better. Now, I just quickly Googled it, and the price when they came out, the M5 was actually more expensive. It was $780, and the M50 was $650. Now, this was years ago. The M5 came out in 2016, and the M50 came out in 2018, and they have very similar specs to one another. The M50 can shoot at a higher ISO at 51,200, and the M5 can only shoot at 25,600. But other than that, everything else is pretty spot on with each other. They take a different size battery, so this takes the the LPE12, and this takes the LPE17. I might have that wrong, but they take a little bit different battery. The main difference between them, the biggest thing that I like about the Canon M50 that is lacking on the Canon M5, is the flip-out articulating screen. So I can have this set up on a tripod and I can see myself while I'm recording. Like right now I'm recording with this on a boom arm and I can see everything, so I make sure that I'm in the frame and all that, and yeah, it's super important for me. Now the Canon M5 has a flip down screen, which personally I think is the most useless thing. I guess back in 2016 this was the cat's meow, right? You can have the flip down screen while you're vlogging and see yourself down there. The problem is if you put this on a tripod, now the tripod blocks the screen and it doesn't flip out to the side or do anything else. It just flips down. It doesn't, it flips up too. It flips up on a little angle, right? So you can tip it and see it if you were down low. But it doesn't really work if you're using it on a tripod. So that's the biggest thing I don't like about it. Other than that, the only other thing I like more about the M50 is there's less buttons, and the buttons are just simple to use. There's nothing wrong with having more buttons. In fact, there's a lot of people that probably prefer more buttons, more control, more functionality. I just like the simplicity of how few buttons there are on this thing. Another thing that I find a little frustrating about the M5 is when you want to change modes, you actually have to push down this button in the center and spin it. So for me, it kind of is a little difficult. You got to use multiple fingers, and I'm actually missing part of my middle finger, so my dexterity on my left hand is a little weird. So to push that down and spin it with two other fingers is just a little strange to me. Whereas to do it on the M50, you just spin it with your finger. So yeah, now if you're curious what I paid for these, I paid $350 for this on Facebook Marketplace. And it came with the kit lens as well as the 11 to 22 millimeter wide angle lens, which that lens alone is worth $400, I think. So it was a deal I couldn't pass up, and I wanted to try the camera anyway. And I'm keeping the other 11 to 22, and I have this listed on eBay right now for $350 just for the body. So I'll get my money out of it, and I got a free lens, basically. Now, the Canon M50, I want to say I got this for around $500 on eBay. So I paid more for this, even though technically this one is worth more money. But I just prefer this. I think it's super simple, it's easy to use, as I've already said, and yeah, that's it. So I am shooting right now too with the Canon M50 using the kit lens. So it's the same lens that comes on all the mirrorless, these little cameras. They all come with the 15 to 45 millimeter EFM mount lens. So anyway, that's just my little 2 cents about these cameras, and hopefully it was enjoyable for you. So let me know in the comments what you think, which one you prefer if you've tried them both. Let me know what you think about the M50 in particular, if you like it, because I love this camera. I really do. I bought an EOS R, which is sitting back behind me on the table there, and oftentimes I find myself just going to the M50 because it's so simple, it's so light and easy to use. So anyway, yeah. So thanks for watching, and if you got anything out of this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up down below, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell if you subscribe. That way you can be notified when I release new videos, and I'll see you on the next one.